Good day, students. We are now on the second part of our module. So we will be discussing about the difference between markup and margin, how to calculate and solve for it, as well as on how to convert markup to margin and vice versa. So first, let us have a review on markup. In our last video, we refer markup as the amount by which the cost of a product is increased to derive at the selling price. So meaning, ito yung ipinapatong natin sa puhunan para mag-arrive tayo sa selling price natin. So for this example, we have it as a markup of 60 pesos is added to 140, which is your cost, yields at the selling price of 200 pesos. So it is stated as percentage that the markup percentage is 42.86%. How to calculate for markup percentage? So it is simply calculated by markup divided by the production cost. So this is what we refer now as the markup based on cost. Well, on the other hand, margin, or also known as the gross profit, is the difference of the selling price and the cost. In this example, if a profit sells for 200 pesos and costs 140 pesos to manufacture, its gross margin is 60 pesos. Stated as percent, the margin is 30%. So how do we calculate margin? So it is calculated as markup divided by the selling price multiplied by 100, and that is your percentage of your margin or your markup based on sales or selling price. So paano ba natin makukuha ang margin? All you have to do is to subtract the cost from the selling price. Yun yung magiging amount ng margin natin. Then, calculate natin as a percentage. So, yung amount ng margin divided by the selling price multiplied by 100 will be your margin percentage. So, for in the same way, your margin will be based on the markup against the selling price. So, it is also referred as the markup based on sales. So, again, i-reiterate lang natin ang pinagkaiba ng markup sa margin. So, first one, si markup can be referred as a part of the cost, while si margin is suggested that the markup is referred as part of the selling price. So next, we will solve on how to get markup based on cost or simply markup. So sabi natin kanina, markup percentage is calculated as selling price divided by the cost. So dito, hindi lang si markup ang i-compare natin as part of the cost, but also we will include the selling price as part of the cost. So in this example, we have your selling price as 450. So as part of your selling price, you have your cost and markup. So cost is equal to 300 pesos, while your gross profit or markup is 150 pesos. Now, paano ba natin isosolve si selling price as percentage of your cost? So definitely we'll have this formula as selling price divided by the cost times 100%. So you will have 450, that will be your selling price, divided by 300 pesos, which is the amount of your cost. So 450 divided by 300 is equal to 1.5. Times 100, you will have it as 150%. So remember na mas malaki po ang selling price natin kaysa sa cost, which is your base. We all know that cost is your base and cost is 100% itself. So since mas malaki po si selling price kaysa kay cost, expect that it will go beyond 100%. So that gives you 150%. So what if we will about to solve the markup as percent of your cost? So markup divided by cost, that will be your formula. So you will have your markup as 150 pesos based on the given all over 300 pesos, which is the cost. So 150 divided by 300 is equal to 0.5 times 100, that will be 50%. So we all know that markup is 50% of what is the amount of the cost. Next, we will solve on how to get the markup based on the selling price, or simply margin. So a while ago, we refer margin as part of the selling price. In order for us to arrive at the selling price, we will add the markup to the cost. Thus, cost and markup are both portions of the selling price. And when markup is referred as the part of the selling price, it is what we call the margin. So let us now use the example a while ago. So we have your selling price as 450, your cost, which is 300, and your gross profit or markup as 150. So first, we will solve the cost as part or percentage of the selling price. So gagamitin natin ang formula na cost all over selling price multiplied by 100. So you will have your cost as 300 pesos all over the selling price, which is 450. So 300 divided by 450 gives you 0.66 var. So pag sinabi natin 0.66 var, that is a non-terminating number which is comprised of infinitely many 6 in there. So you will have this as 66.67%. So ganun kalaki ang portion ni cost kay selling price. So in order for us to solve markup as percent or part of your selling price, we have it as markup divided by selling price. So you will have your markup as 150 divided by 450, which is your selling price. So 150 divided by 450, that is equal to 0.33 bar. So multiplied by 100, you will have 33.33%. So ganun kalaki si markup as part of your selling price. If you will add both cost and the markup, that gives you 100% because selling price is your base and your base must be always 100%. So just always remember that markup rate is based on the cost, while margin is just as simple as markup, but it is based on the selling price. You should also note that two are of the same amount. They only differ in their respective rates. We have now reached the end of our day 2. I hope that you have learned something from this video. On the last part of this module, we will discuss about conversion of markup to margin rates and vice versa, and as well as the markdown rate. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Happy learning at home with lessons made easy by Olivarian GoTeach. One proud Olivarian.